Hello everyone, welcome back to Hike. My name is Jasmine Kaur and today we'll be solving the question maximum absolute difference. Let's first read the question. I'll just share the problem statement. The problem statement is you are given an array of n integers a1, a2 up to an. Return the maximum value of fij for all ij from 1 to n. F of ij is defined as absolute value of ai minus aj plus absolute value of I minus j. So now let's understand the problem statement first. So I have to find out the maximum value of mod of ai minus aj plus mod of I minus j, right? For any ij, right? I and j can range from 1 to n, right? Because there we have n elements, right? So now, what is the meaning of mod of x? The mod of x means I have to take absolute value of x. Let's say if I have 2 mod of 2, it will give me 2. If I have mod of minus 2, it will give me 2 again, right? So it returns the positive number only. So if you have a positive number, it is returned as such. And if you have a negative number, we again take negative minus of that negative number and then we convert it to positive. So this is the definition of mod x. So mod x is equivalent to x when x is positive and it is equal to minus x when you have x as negative, where we have greater than equal. Okay. We can expand these two absolute expressions. So now we can expand this particular expression based on the values of mod. Right. So let's make some different cases. So let's assume this is case number 1. Here I'm assuming that ai is greater than aj. That means the first absolute value expression is positive and I is greater than j. These are greater than equal. Okay. So in this case, how will my expression look like? It will be ai minus aj plus I minus j. I can write it like this also, ai plus I minus aj plus j. Right. So what I'm doing here is, so this ai plus I is repeating multiple times. So what I can do is I can store it, let's say, in another array and I can give it some different name, let's say b of I. Okay. So now this you can write it as bi minus bj. So we have an array b where I'm storing ai plus I and we are taking the difference of two values in this particular array, right? So this is case number 1. Let's take another case, case 2, where I can have the first value is still greater than 0 and the second value is negative, right? Now, how will this expression look like when opened? So the first part will remain as ai minus aj. And how will the second part look like? It will be negative of I minus j. So if you open up the brackets, it will be ai minus I minus aj plus j. Or you can write it like this, ai minus I minus aj minus j. So here we have ai minus I. So let's take one more array and store these values. ai minus I, let's say I have stored this in c of I, right? So now here this expression will become c of I minus c of j. So basically it's again difference of two values from array C. Now let's take one more case. Now let us take case 3. Right now the first expression in mod is ai minus aj. So let's make this as negative now. And along with that, I'm taking I is less than j. So now both these absolute value expressions will be negative. This is minus ai minus aj minus of I minus j. So now if you open this up, it will be minus ai minus I plus aj plus j. So I can write it like this: minus of ai plus I plus aj plus j. So this is value present in array B. So I can write it like minus of bi plus bj. So this is again the difference of two values from array B. So I can write it as same as case 1. Let's take the fourth case when you have the first modular expression value as negative and the second one positive. So I can have ai is less than aj and I is greater than equal to j. So the first expression will be negative minus ai minus aj, but the second expression will be positive. So now if you open this up, it will be minus ai plus I plus aj minus j. So I can write it like this: minus of ai minus I plus aj minus j. So this is the values present in array C. So I can write it like this: minus of ci plus cj. Again, this is same as case 2. So now we just have two cases because the third and fourth case are same as 1 and 2. So we have two arrays B, which is storing ai plus I, and another one is C array, which is storing ai minus I. And I need to find out the max value of, we have two cases. One is bi minus bj, and another one is ci minus bj. So if I want to find out the max value of bi minus bj, that means I want to find out the maximum value of the difference of two values. So I'll take the maximum value of an element in array B and the minimum value of element in array B. So this will give me the maximum value here. Similarly, here I'll need C max and C min. And finally, I can take the maximum of these two differences. This will give me the final answer. Is this part clear? Right? So we have broken down the original expression into 4 different expressions based on the values of based on the absolute values, right? So out of these 4 cases, 2 were similar and 2 were different, right? So we wrote down these 2 values and they were using a similar value. So we are storing them in another array. And then we are finding out the maximum and minimum value because that is the maximum difference. Now we have 2 differences and I need to find out the maximum. So I'll take maximum of this and this difference. Is it clear? What will be the time complexity? So we are traversing the array A 2 to 3 times, but we are traversing it in a single iteration. So time complexity will be O of n. Okay. So now let's code it. So we have a vector A and we need to find out the maximum value of ai plus I and the minimum value of ai plus. So let's make 2 different vectors. Vector of int. And let's say I can give it name B and C. One is B, another one is. Okay. So now in B, I'll be storing ai plus I, and in C, I'll be storing ai minus I. So I'll start from 0. I'll go till a dot size I plus plus, and in B, I'll store ai plus I, and in C, I'll store ai minus. Now I need to find out the maximum value and the minimum values of both of these cells. So I'll start with B max as the value B0 and B min as the 0th index. Now I'll iterate the remaining array for int I is equals to 1, I less than b dot size, and I plus. Now b max will be equal to max of either the b max or bi. Similarly, b min will be equal to the minimum of b min or bi. Right? So now I have b max and b min, that is the maximum value present in array B and the minimum value present in array B. I'll do the same thing for array C. So I'll find int C max and C min. I'll initialize both of them to C0. The loop will go up to C dot size. The size is also same. Now I'll update C max and C min accordingly. You can also use STL for directly finding out the maximum and minimum in these. So now I have two values and I want to first value will be B max minus B min, right? And the second value I have is B max minus C min. I need to find out which of these differences is larger. So I'll simply return the max of these two differences as the final one. Okay, let's run the code. So you can see the test cases are passed. Now let's run it for all the test cases. So all test cases have passed. Right. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to write the doubt in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to solve it. Thank you for watching.